Today, we'd like to show you the so-called Hawaii of Europe, a green volcanic paradise right in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. We are on São Miguel, the largest of the 9 islands that make up the Azores archipelago. Portugal's capital is Lisbon, but here on São Miguel, the main city and regional capital is Ponta Delgada. The official language is Portuguese, but don't worry, English is widely spoken, especially in tourist areas. The local currency is the euro. Portugal has a population of about 10.3 million people, but on São Miguel itself, there are around 140,000 residents. Most people here are Catholic. You'll notice it in the churches, traditions, and festivals. What about the weather? Well, it's mild all year. Winters stay around 12 to 16 degrees, summers about 22 to 28. The ocean? Between 18 and 24, perfect for a swim almost any time. The time zone is GMT-1, which means the islands are 1 hour earlier than mainland Portugal. Getting here is easy, a 2.5-hour flight from Lisbon. When is the best time to visit the Azores? Many say it's summer, when the famous hydrangeas bloom blue along the roads and hillsides, a true island postcard. But traveling off-season has its own magic. We came here in November, and that gave us a chance to experience São Miguel almost like locals. In restaurants, there were very few tourists. Most of the time, we sat side by side with Azorians, eating, chatting, even joking with them. In tourist places, you'll have no problem with English, but many locals don't really speak it. And yet, they're incredibly kind and welcoming. They'll always try to connect with you. Often it's with simple gestures, which quickly turns into bursts of laughter. Sometimes it's with a little help from a phone translator, Azorian creativity at its best. And honestly, I don't even know what made me fall in love with the Azores more. The views, the hot springs, the Atlantic Ocean, or the people themselves, whose warmth, calm, and kindness make you want to stay here forever. The twin lakes of Sete Cidades are truly breathtaking. Surrounded by volcanic mountains, they're among the most famous landscapes of the Azores. We decided to enjoy the area actively, so we rented kayaks. In the description below, you'll also find the names of the places shown in this video and the most important links. Paddling across, we went from Lagoa Azul to Lagoa Verde, passing under the iconic stone bridge you've just seen earlier. It's a short adventure, but we can really recommend it. Pure relaxation, close contact with nature, and that incredible Azorian air. If you live in a busy city, you'll immediately feel your lungs saying, "Thank you." After returning the kayak, we stopped at a nearby cafe. And Alex, as always, quickly found a new friend to play football with. If kayaking isn't your thing, don't worry. The area around the lakes is perfectly set up for a walk. You'll find pleasant paths, benches to rest, and plenty of spots for a picnic with a view. Later, we visited the small Church of St. Nicholas, protector of travelers and sailors. A quiet, intimate church built with local basalt stone. Inside, you'll see traditional azulejos, the famous Portuguese blue and white ceramic tiles. Azulejos have been part of Portuguese culture for over 500 years, and you'll find them in churches, palaces, and even train stations all across the country. Next, we visited Gruta do Carvão, the largest volcanic cave on São Miguel. It stretches for more than 1,650 meters, though only a part is open to visitors. This lava tube was formed about 12,000 years ago during volcanic eruptions that shaped the island. Inside, you can see basalt formations, lava stalactites, and unique mineral deposits. The name Carvão means coal in Portuguese. It comes from the dark color of the rocks. The cave was once used by locals as a natural fridge. Its constant cool temperature made it perfect for storing food and even wine. In the description, you'll find a link to the official page with all the important details. They offered 2 types of tours: a short walk of about 200 meters into the cave, and a long tour where you can go almost 1,000 meters deep. Children under the age of 7 are not allowed inside, and the path is not adapted for people with disabilities. Our visit to Poça da Dona Beija is something we can't recommend enough. Definitely plan ahead and book your time slot in advance. This is one of the most magical places in the Azores. The thermal water here reaches about 39 to 40 degrees Celsius and is rich in iron and other minerals. From the moment you step in, you feel healthier, calmer, and completely relaxed. At the entrance, you'll receive a key for the lockers, and you can also rent towels or buy small essentials at the local shop. On the right side of the entrance, there are changing rooms and lockers, so you can comfortably prepare before entering the pools. Yes, the thermal pools can get a bit crowded at times, but don't let that spoil the experience. The combination of warm water, the gentle sound of the stream, and the lush Azorean vegetation growing all around makes this place unforgettable. For me, this visit left such a strong memory that even now, whenever I feel cold or stressed, I mentally return to the hot springs of Poça da Dona Beija and instantly feel better. Being in Furnace, we have to talk about food, because there's something here you absolutely need to try. The most famous dish is the traditional Cozido das Furnas, a stew cooked directly in the geothermal ground. Big pots filled with meats, sausages, and vegetables are lowered into natural volcanic steam holes, where they cook slowly for several hours. The result is a unique, hearty flavor you won't find anywhere else in the world. Another local specialty is beef with red pepper sauce. Tender Azorean beef simmered with a rich mix of peppers, garlic, and spices. It's simple, rustic, and incredibly tasty. Next, we visited Chá Gorreana, the oldest and most famous tea plantation in Europe. Visiting the plantation is free. You can watch a short film about the history of the estate and see the full process of tea production, from the bush all the way to the cup. After the tour, don't miss the shop. This was actually my favorite place for buying gifts. You'll find a wide selection of teas in beautiful packaging and amazing flavors, plus albums, local treats, and lots of other souvenirs. Truly, there's something for everyone here. In the cafe, you can taste the tea of the day for free in the tasting zone. You can also buy other teas to sample, enjoy a good coffee, or grab a snack. The modern, spacious guest area invites you to relax, but we really recommend sitting out on the balcony overlooking the tea fields and the Atlantic Ocean. The view is simply stunning. We visited Chá Gorreana 3 times, and every single time it was raining. At least now we know why the tea grows so beautifully here. One more thing that may surprise you: the cats of the Azores. You'll see many of them wandering around, especially here. They're not considered stray. People say they belong to everyone. They're well cared for, friendly, and if you're traveling with a cat lover, it's a good idea to bring some treats along. Welcome to Ponta Delgada, the capital of São Miguel and the largest city in the Azores. The harbor is always alive with yachts, cruise ships, and fishing boats. From here, you can take ferries to other islands or head out on a whale-watching tour. One of the city's most important landmarks is the sanctuary of Senhor Santo Cristo dos Milagres. Inside, you'll find the famous statue of Christ, the focus of the island's deepest devotion. Every year, thousands of pilgrims come here for the Festa do Senhor Santo Cristo, when the streets of Ponta Delgada fill with processions, music, and carpets of flowers. Another symbol of the city are the Portas da Cidade, the city gates with 3 arches. Originally built in the 18th century near the old harbor to welcome visitors arriving by sea, they were later moved to the main square, Praça Gonçalo Velho, where you can see them today. Their black basalt and white stone design reflects the traditional Azorean style, and the arches are often called the entrance to the city. Just a few steps away stands the Igreja Matriz de São Sebastião, the main parish church, with black basalt details and a striking white facade. Inside, you'll discover intricate wood carvings and beautiful Portuguese tiles. Welcome to the Arruda pineapple plantation. Here, pineapples grow slowly in traditional greenhouses, taking almost 2 years to fully ripen. The greenhouses are even heated with wood to create the perfect tropical conditions. While you're here, don't miss the chance to try their fresh pineapple juice, a sweet version for kids, and one with a little extra kick for adults. And before you leave, check out the small shop at the entrance. It's full of fun souvenirs. We can really recommend Parque Natural da Ribeira dos Caldeirões. This natural park on the north side of São Miguel is famous for its waterfalls, old watermills, and lush subtropical plants. It was once an important milling area, and today you can still see some of the restored stone mills along the river. The park is filled with hydrangeas and other flowers, making it especially colorful in summer. Ermida de Nossa Senhora de Paz. The chapel of Nossa Senhora de Paz was originally built in the 16th century after a local shepherd found an image of the Virgin Mary on the hill. Rebuilt in the 18th century, it stands as one of the island's most iconic landmarks. The staircase leading up is framed by hydrangeas in bloom, and from the top you get a breathtaking view over Vila Franca do Campo. Farol do Arnel. The Arnel Lighthouse, built in 1876, was the very first lighthouse in the Azores. It sits on a dramatic cliff at the eastern tip of São Miguel. Getting there is an adventure in itself. The road is famously steep, but the views over the Atlantic are absolutely worth it. Porto do Nordeste. Just below the lighthouse lies the small fishing village of Porto do Nordeste. It's quiet and picturesque, with colorful houses and flowers everywhere, giving it a truly authentic Azorean feel. We had a wonderful walk here, though you'll need strong legs for the steep paths. The views are worth the effort, unless you're brave enough to drive all the way down by motorbike or car. And yes, you're seeing it right, that's a cow. Mosteiros is a small, peaceful town on the west coast of São Miguel, famous for its black sand beach and stunning sunsets. Just off the shore, you can see the iconic volcanic rock formations rising from the ocean, the islets of Mosteiros, one of the most photographed sites on the island. The beach is a great spot to relax, swim, or simply enjoy the view of the Atlantic. We had no problem parking right next to the beach, and of course, Alex was the first one to jump into the water. Even off-season, we found a food truck that served us a tasty meal. Such a beautiful place. Definitely worth the stop. Welcome to Termas da Ferraria. You reach the hot springs by driving down a scenic road that ends with a large parking area. We suggest starting with a short walk around. The views of the waves crashing against the rugged cliffs are absolutely breathtaking. And then heading for a swim in the thermal pools, where volcanic springs meet the cold Atlantic Ocean, creating a natural spa right by the cliffs. At the entrance, you pay a small fee, pass through the changing rooms with showers and lockers, and if you don't have your own towel, you can easily rent one on site. In the main building, there's also a restaurant where you can relax and enjoy ocean views from the windows. Our visit here was one of the best experiences we had in the Azores. We were practically alone, and just as we entered the water, it started to rain. An unforgettable feeling, soaking in warm volcanic springs while cool raindrops fall on your skin. Miradouro de Rosto de Cão, a viewpoint overlooking the Dog's Head Islet, a rock formation that really looks like the head of a dog sticking out of the ocean. A stop for photos and great coastal views. A boda? Literally the boot, a viewpoint with a rock shaped like a giant boot. A great spot for a walk and a picnic with amazing views. Bring your own food and drinks, as there were no open cafes or restaurants on site. However, you'll find picnic tables near the parking area, Miradouro Sete Cidades. One of the most famous viewpoints on São Miguel, overlooking the twin lakes of Sete Cidades. Right next to it stands an abandoned hotel from the 1980s, once planned as a luxury resort, now an eerie ruin that adds a mysterious atmosphere to the landscape. Praia das Milícias, a wide black sand beach close to Ponta Delgada, perfect for swimming and surfing. Popular with locals and visitors, especially at sunset. We had the chance to watch a paraglider, while our son organized his own little football matches. Near the beach, you'll also find parking areas, restaurants, and bars. Praia de São Roque. Another black sand beach, just next to Milícias, with a more relaxed character. Right beside it stands the charming white church of São Roque, creating a picture-perfect seaside scene. We park next to the church and walk down the steps to the beach. In the area, you'll find restaurants and bars. Just be careful with the waves. The ocean can quickly reach any towels left too close to the water. Furnas. Furnas is all about steaming vents, bubbling mud, and boiling springs, reaching nearly 100 degrees Celsius. The air smells of sulfur, and Alex claims it smells exactly like his school canteen. Locals use the heat of the earth to cook the traditional cozido stew, a true reminder that São Miguel is a living volcano. Doubletree by Hilton Lagoa Azores. We stayed at Doubletree by Hilton Lagoa Azores, a modern hotel with comfy rooms, great food, and super friendly staff. Breakfasts were full of local flavors, especially Azorean cheeses, butter, and the bread rolls our son called the best in the world. The rooftop pool has amazing views, but it's not heated, perfect for brave swimmers only. If you're interested in this hotel, you can find a longer review on our profile.
TRIPELERS. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to support us and see more quick travel reviews.